just to reach the bathroom on time. Leaping over laundry piles, diapers you can smell for miles. Guy's gotta do what he can to survive. In the loud house, in the loud house. Duck, dodge, push and shove, that's how we show our love. In the loud house, in the loud house. 1 boy and 10 girls, wouldn't trade it for the world.
Hey guys, and welcome back to some Watchin stuff. And this time we got our first TV show we're going to be looking at. Hooray!
Yeah. Props to Nickelodeon, by the way, because with the exception of the 2 Avatar shows, I can't even really think of the last time they had a good fucking cartoon on the air.
What about SpongeBob SquarePants or Fairly Odd Parents?
The first 4 seasons of SpongeBob, and the 2 films, yeah. Fairly Odd Parents. You know what, honestly, the original few seasons wasn't that bad. Even some of the specials weren't that bad. But at this point, dude, fucking just kill it. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, really. They both outstayed their welcome and all that sort of stuff. And if anything, this can replace them both.
Yeah, The Loud House.
Yeah.
Awesome new show by Nickelodeon. It's a pretty cool concept. You have a brother, Lincoln Loud, who is, I guess, the middle child.
Yeah, probably the middle child.
Because he has sisters who are younger than him.
Yeah.
So the premise is pretty simple. You have this kid named Lincoln Loud, the one with the white hair, and he lives in a house with his 10 sisters.
Yeah.
Proof positive that this family has to be Catholic and doesn't believe at all in any form of perfection.
And just to list off the names, and it's very hard to remember all of them because they're all elves.
Yeah, we had to bring up a list because there are a lot of characters. I mean, we remember Lincoln because he's the main character. He responds to as a narrator, he does talk to us directly.
Yep, and we'll just play some images on screen just to show you who the characters are. We have Lori Loud, the oldest one, and sort of the bitch one who on her cell phone all the time. We have Lenny Loud, the second oldest and the dumb blonde of the whole bunch. We have Luna Loud, the rock star of the bunch. We have Luann Loud, who is the comedic one, who is not really my favorite one. Probably my least favorite because her jokes fucking suck. Mm-hmm. We have Lynn Loud, who is the athletic one, which is probably one of my more favorite ones and all that. She's got the more funnier jokes.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
The sport one's the funny one.
Yeah. Yeah. Then Lucy Loud.
The goth.
Yeah, the goth one, Lana Loud, who is one of the 2 identical twins, who is the tomboyish one.
Which one?
That would be Lana Loud.
No, Lana's the princess. Lola's the...
Is it? I thought it was the other way around.
I don't fucking know. It's basically the same character. The whole thing about the twins is that someone was like, shit, you know what? Have one be on one end of the spectrum, have one be on the opposite end, because it'll be clever.
Yeah, one is the tomboy, one is the princess who goes to all those
beauty pageants and shit.
All the beauty pageants. You basically would see this character on any sort of one of those either MTV sort of style shows. That would be awful.
Yeah.
And then we got Lisa Loud, who is the little prodigy one, who kind of looks like Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, she does, and she's got a lisp or something.
Yeah. Yeah, then we got Lily Loud, who is just the baby who just streaks a lot. Yeah,
because babies get naked.
Yeah, and it's just...
Honestly, I'll start off right out of the bat. One of the things I do kind of hate about the show, each sister can basically be summed up with an archetype.
Yeah, they're all just archetypes.
Elder sister, dumb blonde, goth, metalhead, sport jock, tomboy, princess, baby,
tomboy,
comedian, I guess is the other one. Okay, they're not exact archetypes, that's fair.
Yeah.
But basically a lot of them have the one-note personality and the quality. You can basically address each one with a character trait. The oldest one is traditional sister, bullies everybody else, talks on her fucking cell phone.
Yeah.
One's a dumb blonde, so she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, that's the humdrum part of it.
Yeah.
On the other end of the spectrum, the show's very heartfelt. I honestly feel like that as a whole, they do a lot of good characterization in that you do get a sense of family despite the show. The show's very sitcom based. It's two episodes at 11 minutes a pop, and the basic idea is you have a situation where...
start caused by Lincoln or something like that.
Caused by Lincoln, or Lincoln's in a situation of some sort.
Yeah.
and they have to, you know, they're going to get pulled together, and something's going to associate with them to bring them in and correspond and interact with it.
Yeah, and Lincoln's character is basically just the one of the brother who likes comic books and all that sort of stuff. So he is an archetype as well, as much as the other sisters. But the reason why I think Lincoln works this sort of thing is because he's able to like bounce off each of the sisters to like characterize himself in different sort of ways.
Yeah, and that's where the comedy comes into play. That works. Like you have parts where like Lincoln's talking, and then all of a sudden, out of the shadows, Lucy pops up, and everyone's like, "Jesus fucking Christ!" because she like pops up out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. We just see Lincoln be extra smart and all that sort of stuff. He very much knows like how his sisters act around, and he can actually work around them to his own benefit and all that, which shows that Lincoln is a much more three-dimensional character and everything.
Yeah, for something that's based on the sitcom mentality where character development, it doesn't really occur. The whole point to the sitcom formula is that situational comedy, is that there's going to be a situation and you're going to laugh about it.
Yeah, and just sort of starts back to zero every time the sitcom's over.
Like you're not going to really have a continuity thing where it carries over from one episode to the next. And that's fine, because the comedy works to its stead in this. Because for the most part, the majority of the episodes end with a very heartfelt message of some sort. Like, you know, be honest, you know, do the best you can.
Yeah, trust your family.
Trust your family, you know, they'll help you out in the end. Stuff like that. And that's where I find it to be beneficial.
Yeah, I agree. And just everything just comes off in a more family-oriented sort of style to it. Even the art style, which is all that sort of like comic book style sort of thing.
I actually do love that, because there's something about it, like the way the art in the show is. It kind of the background panels look like they're printed almost like on a newsprint.
Yeah, it's sort of like that sort of like Funny Peaches family mentality to it. Like if you say like the just right, for better or for worse and that sort of stuff. It gives
like
that
baby
sort of,
blues and stuff.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Like it just gives that sort of like tone of the family unit and all that sort of stuff. So I think like the comic style actually works to that benefit.
Yeah, no, I do too. I really actually, I remember when like I had learned this, I think through forums, or someone might have mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
But like I remember like seeing the artwork for it, and I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be like an ongoing thing now. Is a lot of cartoons, when you get like a first look at them now, it feels like they intentionally choose an art style that would be visually unappealing because it'll get greenlit. Like Adventure Time, when it first got released, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Like the art style is pretty fucking crappy. But then as you watch the show, you're like,
yeah,
okay, you kind of get into it because like,
yeah,
because like it sort of fits what the show is. I know Steven Universe, when it first came out, visually I thought it looked, yeah. Like it wasn't terrible. I think it was like, this is okay, but it's got kind of a weeaboo feel to it. Like it wants to be anime, but it's not really anime, but it kind of wants to be anime.
Yeah. So
and then you watching, you're like, oh,
yeah.
It's like really pretty.
Yeah, that might be like your line of reasoning. Might be right. It's just these sort of like designs that are just gives people that sort of like Be Cool Scooby Doo and all that sort of stuff.
Oh no, I'll still stand by Be Cool Scooby Doo. Still looks like shit.
Yeah.
Even though we've watched a bunch of it, it still looks like crap. Like it's not like this. Like I remember like, oh, the art for Loud House looks kind of crappy. Watch some. Oh, I really like it. It actually fits the show.
Yeah.
Adventure Time, same thing. Steven Universe, same thing. Be Cool Scooby Doo. Wow, this still looks like shit from start to end.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm just more just trying to point out, like, it's just a thing to, like, start talking, that sort of stuff, which is probably why, like the Loud House started, like, become, like, a big ball on the internet and all that. Like, it's being pushed as one of the big Nickelodeon shows that are coming out these days.
It's actually being pretty praised for its sense of, like, family orientation, its comedy, that's, like, it uses clever wordplay in some episodes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a cool thing, because given how SpongeBob still hasn't decided to be taken off of life support and still hasn't had the common courtesy to die, it's just been getting fucking worse with every season. Like, every character's deteriorated into being either a scumbag or a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And, like, what I love about this is that this just feels so different. I know the other show that people keep praising alongside this is Harvey Beak. As like the two big Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah, I've heard of Harvey Beak. I've never seen it yet.
I haven't seen any either, but I'm told good things. Harvey Beak's another show where like I look at the art and I'm like, but I bet it's probably better than I'm probably giving it credit for.
Yeah, maybe it's just the way that like they simplified the artwork so it's just easier to like animate that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
like, this is very like simple artwork and all that. Simple artwork, and they're able to do like a lot with it. So
well, it's pretty actually well animated overall. Yeah. I think it's Flash, I would guess.
Yeah, it's like a Flash, but with like some frame animation sort of thing.
Honestly, actually, you want to know like the perfect analogy for the show?
What?
This is like the mirror version of like Johnny Test. Like here's Johnny Test. What would its good counterpart be like on Earth 3?
Yeah.
And then we come over here and it's like, here's Earth 3. Here's the Loud House.
Yeah.
It's a brother with sisters. Instead of being, two shitty twins, there's a kid with like 10 sisters.
10 sisters, and they're all good sisters.
Yeah, no, I like them. I like all the sisters. Each one kind of gets an episode where you can kind of like them for who they are.
Yeah, you get to see all about them. You see like how they interact with Lincoln and all that, and how they like love him and all that sort of stuff.
Do you have a favorite sister?
I would say Lisa for comedy. I like her the best.
Yeah, the lisp and everything, and the super science mentality.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Like she brings a little bit more like of a intelligence to the show. That's kind of lacking with most of the characters.
I think the only thing I don't like about her is when they do the generic. They're talking about something, and then she'll use a big scientific word, and it's like, do you fucking get it? She's smart, and everyone else is dumb. And it's like, even like Stephen Hawking's, when Stephen Hawking asks for a glass of water, he doesn't like say, "Can I have a glass of fucking H2O?" Everyone's like, "What the fuck you talking about, Stephen Hawking?" Fucker's just gonna ask for a glass of water. People need to really stop doing that kind of joke, though. It's just kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's just kind of a bland sort of joke, and I don't believe has she really had her episode on to her own, except for like the butterfly effect. Other
than butterfly effect, and even then, I mean, she wasn't actually like really integral to that. She's more or less just sort of like the catalyst.
Yeah.
For the rest of the episode of like how Lincoln fucked up.
Yeah.
That's it. She really hasn't had an episode to herself. A lot of the other ones have. Lucy, I think, has had at least 2 or 3 that's centralized with her. Lenny had 1.
Yeah.
Lori, I think, did 2.
Yeah, Lori definitely had a few. Like one of the beginning ones, which was not a really good one.
That was another thing about the show because.
But let's go over the best sister first and all that sort of stuff before we go to the episode. Like I would say, like all the sisters are really like. Well, my least favorite is the comedy one, who I keep forgetting the name of because
Isn't that Luann?
Yeah, Luann. That was it.
Like Luann's not fucking funny. Not really, like...
Yeah, and the joke is that she's not funny.
She's, apparently, really popular on YouTube for her humor, which is, bullshit to me.
Yeah, being too YouTubers, that's not really...
Which also makes me wonder, what the fuck does she, really post on YouTube to be popular then? Is it her just doing, her crappy stand-up?
Crappy stand-ups, crappy ventriloquism, and all that sort of stuff.
Actually, that was, the one of the few jokes I really liked in this episode. It was the one episode where she insults Mr. Coconut, and his fucking head just turns around and looks at her, and she's like... fucking horrified that this fucking puppet's she says something like, "You're dumb, Mr. Coconut." All of a sudden it's just like she's like, "What the fuck?" And it's like, does the puppet have the devil inside of it? What the fuck? And that's funny because it's just really awkward.
Yeah.
That was a good joke. But it's a good joke because she didn't say some stupid joke. Just for no apparent reason, the fucking puppet's got the devil inside of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that sort of thing. But with Luann as herself, she really doesn't add much to anything.
No, I mean, the whole joke thing is she does, puns, which I love puns. Puns are great. Clever wordplay is fantastic, and it's funny because this show does do clever wordplay.
But with the other characters, not.
Yeah, well, there's the spider episode.
Yeah.
And Lenny, the dumb one, go to the fridge to get a glass of milk. And Lisa blocks her and she says, "Lenny, you can't have milk, you're lactose intolerant." And Lenny looks at her and she goes, "That's not true, I'm tolerant of all people, whether they have toes or not." And it's okay, that's clever fucking wordplay.
Yeah.
But fucking Luann's a bucket of water fails to hit somebody and she goes, "Oh, come on, I thought we were pals." That's not fucking funny. Just making a bucket pun isn't fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah, and it could be funny with every once in a while, but that's just every episode.
Every episode's her making a fucking pun.
Yeah.
What was it? First episode, the lights go out, so Lisa feeds her a cookie that makes her glow in the dark, and she's like, "Oh, I always knew it was the light of your life," and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, dude, just push her down the stairs.
Push her down the fucking stairwell and see her "Oh, look, we know where the floor is, we can follow the light, thank God."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Luann is just, would that be, your least favorite sister?
No, the twins.
Yeah.
I don't like the twins because basically it's one character because it's just them on the separate ends of the spectrum, and I think it's lazy. I get what they're trying to do because it's a generic cartoon idea where it's there are twin characters that are always on separate ends of the spectrum, and they've done this a bunch of times. Johnny Test is probably one of the few examples where they didn't do it because both the fucking twins suck because it's just the same fucking character with a minor hair tweak.
Yeah.
There's a star or a moon hair clip and that's it.
Yeah, you just switch them around. It's like, oh my god, are they different
Yeah,
characters?
yeah, like there's like it's horse shit. Whereas like we've seen like the twins on opposite ends of the spectrum thing or something similar to that. Like if you ever saw The Year Without a Santa Claus,
Yeah.
it's like Heat Miser and Snow Miser are brothers, but they're complete opposites. Herp a derp, isn't that clever? And you're like, no, not really. I mean,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Does every sibling really need to be completely polar opposites?
Yeah, if they had some like clever interaction and all that, we would see that. But there's not really any interaction between the two sisters other than, oh my god, I hate you. Oh, and you got gross frogs and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sort of stuff.
One's gross. The other one's like into pretty shit. Herp a derp. There you go. Ain't it clever?
Yeah, all they do is like, we're fighting and all that, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, honestly, favorite sister is Lucy.
Lucy?
Yeah, the goth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's funny. I've always liked goth characters. I love the fact she's got like this dreary. She's like fucking like 8 years old or something, and she's already like life's already crushed her spirit to the point where she like
Life is pain. Life is torture.
life is pain, life is torture. She dyed her hair like tar black.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like every other sibling, everyone's either blonde or brown, which makes sense because the dad has brown hair, the mom's blonde.
Yeah.
She's the only one with black hair. I don't know why the fuck Lincoln has white hair.
Yeah, he just went super blonde. Like, really make him stand out.
Platinum blonde to the point where it's white.
Yeah.
I can't help but think, this is me totally reading too much into it. Living so stressed out in a house with so many fucking sisters and being the middle child, he probably just went from fucking white from stress.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I know I may be overthinking it, but like, holy shit, you just think about that and it's like, that's kind of fucking horrifying. Like, everyone else's hair makes sense, like the different, there's like varying shades of blonde. But then, like,
shades of brown.
Like the shades of brown make sense too. Like some are brighter than the others because like the parents have mixed hair color, obviously. But then you get to Lincoln, fucking white as a ghost, and then hers is black as tar. So she's probably just dyeing her hair.
Yeah.
Also, I love the fact that she's the only one with like a different skin pigment. Yeah. Everyone's Caucasian, and then she's like this fucking this gray skinned girl like Raven.
Yeah, pale as white.
Yeah, like she never sees fucking daylight, which is weird because she loves the beach.
Yeah.
Like, you have that one episode where it's like, let's go to the beach, and even one of the sisters, I think it's
Wait, you like the beach? Why is that?
2 words.
Shark attack.
Shark attack. And it's like, oh god, that's fucked up. She's kind of like, you know what she reminds me of? Did you ever see The Addams Family at all when you were
Yeah,
a
I've seen that.
She totally reminds me of Wednesday.
Yeah.
She reminds me of, like, from the movie, though, where, like, because in the animated, not animated, the live-action, like, sitcom show, Wednesday was a little bit more chipper.
Yeah.
Whereas in, like, they did the live-action 2 films of The Addams Family, Wednesday was, like, very morbid and dreary and, like, very, like, mundane, you know, life sucks, life is pain, you know. And that's what Lucy comes off. But at the same time, even though Lucy's, like, all dreary and doom and gloom, she has her sister moments where she gets, like, fucking cheerful as shit as any other girl would.
Yeah.
Like, the episode where everyone's like, actually, I think this is what that screenshot's from, is where Lincoln's being bullied by a girl at school, and every girl is excited because, like, I found a girlfriend, which I fucking hate that trope.
Yeah, I really do.
Because it's basically saying, like, bullying's fucking okay.
Yeah, as long as you're a girl bullying a guy, you're okay.
Yeah, but if
you love him.
But if it was a boy, like, and this girl wasn't, like, mildly bullying, she, like, beats the shit out of Lincoln, too. She gives him a fucking black eye.
Yeah, cover them in garbage and all that sort of stuff.
Like, I hate that because if a boy did that to a girl, it'd be like, well, that's just fucking bullying. But if a girl does it to a boy, all of a sudden it's like, oh, isn't that cute? She likes you. And it's like, that's a fucking double standard is what that is.
Yeah, really is.
Like, that's one of the episodes I hate the most.
Yeah, and that's one of the early episodes.
Yeah, and that's fine because when you start a show like this, you need to learn to work out your kinks and bugs. You need to understand how your formula is going to work, and eventually you'll develop into a groove in which you're going to start to produce the show more quality consistency. Yeah. Because we ended up watching it backwards because it works on sitcom mentality. Yeah. So you don't need to worry about continuity.
Yeah, we were just more like watching it for like the writing quality sort of thing. Like how it's like building down.
Yeah. So like we watched from like episode 25 all the way to episode 1, and you even said it yourself where it's like when we hit around episodes I think 4 and up. Yeah. You were like, oh wow, you could actually see that the writing wasn't that strong here. It was kind of crappy.
Yeah, it's basically like they're completely manufactured sort of like ideas and all that sort of stuff. Like every time like you go with like one sister with like Lori and all that. Like there's one episode where Lincoln sends her like a very nasty sort of voicemail and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Because she broke something of his, like the Oculus Rift that he has. And, of course, Oculus Rift and Solely Future and all that sort of stuff.
Which is great, because if you ever seen how the Oculus Rift works, it doesn't fucking work like that at all. You literally can't just put it on and go wherever the fuck you want. You can play games.
Yeah, because that would be dangerous as well.
Well, yeah, that too. Especially because like he was like dancing upstairs too, so he could have just like fell down a stairwell and like broke his neck.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is like how artificial it is like he goes to the bathroom, he leaves his Oculus Rift on the sink. All of a sudden he comes back and it's like, Lori stepped on it. Which means that bitch had to slap the thing on the fucking ground and step on it.
Step.
And then on top of that, she breaks it. She just up and fucking leaves without saying anything. So he sends her the voicemail. And then she comes back and she's like, thanks for not being a douchebag. Here's a new Oculus Rift. And then the episode just ends like, she's gonna go kick the shit out of him, the end. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like really?
Like you're really gonna break my shit and then just leave the fucking house and not tell me about it? Like, if anything, Lincoln reacted how I expected, like, a kid brother to react, though.
Yeah, you're telling me you're the worst sister ever, because you broke my stuff, because an Oculus Rift would be like $600 and all that. Jeez.
Yeah, and he's like, they don't get allowances, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, they make it apparent in, like, this fucking show, like, 10 kids live in one house.
Yeah, they don't get any allowance.
They don't get fucking allowances at all.
Like, they fight over money and all that. They want to kill each other over that.
Yeah, which I kind of understand why they wouldn't get allowances. You can only imagine how, like,
yeah,
to pay fucking 10 different kids? Holy shit.
Yeah, that'd be like $100 across the board. You just pay $10 allowance each.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's like insane when you think about it. Like, I like the show. Favorite episode? Damn, I can't remember what... Like, it's in the back of my head. Shit, go with yours. I'll see if I remember mine.
Mine would have to be driving Miss Hazy, as it's also with one of my favorite sisters. That would be Lenny right here. Lenny, yeah, because she is like that dumb blonde sort of stereotype.
She is. Yeah, bitch is fucking stupid. I know it makes me sound like an asshole, but her heart's in the right place. Though.
Yeah, but at the same time, her heart is in the right place. But they go so far with the dumbness, like it's almost on a new level sort of thing.
Yeah, like the thing I get the joke is she's an idiot, like she's a dumb blonde archetype, and that's supposed to be funny. But there's just like a certain degree that you get to where it's like, this is like, to paraphrase SpongeBob, this isn't your average dumbness. This is
like
advanced dumbness.
Yeah. But in that case, like everyone's got the advanced dumbness with her, and she's got like a bunch of other sisters to like bounce it off of.
Like it's funny because like how she interacts with them, but like okay, the whole premise is like they're teaching her how to drive, so they don't have to rely on Lori, who's basically blackmailing everybody into doing shit for her.
Which is what you would get in a normal situation with all that.
Yeah, and the thing that gets me is like, they never teach Lenny how to drive proper, because it's like, Lenny, you have to use your turn signal.
My what?
You mean the blinky blink? And it's like, oh, we need to talk in terms you know. No, you can't, because when you take the fucking driver's exam, you gotta use the fucking terms they use in like goddamn test. You can't be sitting there testing with the driver, and the driver's like, turn on your turn signal. Oh shit, the fucking goldfish went retarded again. Turn on the blinky blink. You can't do that. She would never pass the test, period, then. She's doomed to fucking fail. Like, it's a predestined thing. And that's why it doesn't work. Like, it's a funny episode.
I'm not sure if that's sort of the case, because she only failed the test because, like, Lori, like, put like, subliminal messages in her head to say that.
No, well, that's the second time. The first time she failed the test because Lincoln had her play a video game, so she drove her car through a mall, and then she shoulder-checked an old woman in the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, but that means she understood like everything part of the game and all that. Like she understands that sort of like information going into her head. Like she would get like blinky blink means turn signal and all that sort of stuff.
But if you like did the test and knowing her, because clearly that's how they write her, she would answer like on her test blinky blink.
Yeah,
and she wouldn't pass, which is great because there's that fantastic scene where the cop rings her in the first time, and he's going over like his list of like all the things that happen, and one of the things he wrote on his list was like, the fuck is blinky blink? And it's like, cop knows what's up. Like, it's a good episode, don't get me wrong. It's really funny, it's really heartfelt.
Yeah.
I even do love the fact that, like, Lori tells Lincoln, she's like, I might have falsified information so she would fail the test. And he even says, he's like, are you crazy? Do you know how dangerous that is? She could hurt somebody. She could hurt herself, for God's sakes. You really want to fuck with the stupid one?
Yeah, the stupid one driving the metal death machine?
Yeah, and it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, you realize, oh, fuck. You basically put the stupid one behind, like, a murder weapon.
Yeah.
So, like, I like that, actually. Fuck. I can't remember, like...
Like, what was your episode about? Can you remember that one?
No, well, there's 25 episodes. There was a lot to take in. I remember the spider one, and that one was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I remember the pool one, and that was pretty funny. That had a nice, sincere ending.
Yeah.
The table one was fucking horrible.
Yeah, when we go to like worst episodes, like the table one is like both of our worst favorites because that's the most like the epitome of the manufactured sort of thing. Because when you see the show, like 80% of the episode is basically them like fighting and pulling each other's hairs out.
Hell, that's like the opening lyrics in the fucking song was like,
in the loud house, in the loud
yeah,
house.
something, push and shove.
Yeah, chaos everywhere.
Yeah, push and shove. That's the way we show our love.
Yeah.
And it's like you see how they beat the shit out of each other basically in almost every episode.
But now we have the adult table and the kids table. And we're at the adult table. They all sit all proper. They eat their liver and have nice conversations about school.
They don't eat dessert. They don't talk politics. They talk about like work and shit. And it's like, have you watched this fucking show?
Like
these people, these kids kick the shit out of each other, and they kick the shit out of each other pretty hard too.
Yeah, really, they beat the shit out of each other, and their parents are kind of
like remember
parents.
like the Money episode? They're fighting on the couch.
Yeah.
And one of the parents just goes, maybe we should stop them before one of them starts biting, and then you just hear a huge chomp, and Lincoln screams like a small child, and you're like,
too late.
Great fucking parenting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just the manufacturedness sort of thing. Like, just to get the lesson and all that. Like, I don't have to
What the fuck's the lesson about, like, be careful what you wish for, or...
Like, I don't have to speed up and grow up?
Yeah, don't grow up too soon. Enjoy your youth while you can. I mean, it's not like the other siblings... Like, the other siblings ended up hating being at the adult table. Well, why the fuck didn't they just choose not to eat at the adult table? It's like the parents said it's mandatory.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, it's a weak-ass written episode, and it just feels so manufactured to get to that point.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't like it. I can't think of, like... I mean, like, the overall, the show is really good. The episodes are really good.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, favorite for the season? I can't really think of one. I really just like it when the episodes are really heartfelt.
Yeah.
Like, the one where the toilet gets choked out, and the big reveal is Lucy reads, like, the Pretty Pretty Pony books, and Lincoln was basically getting blamed because normally he would, like, incidentally clog the toilet all the time. And she was going to go tell everyone the truth so everyone becomes ungrounded, but she's like, I couldn't stand the idea of them making fun of me all the time. Because, like, I see what they do to Lincoln.
Yeah.
And she looks at Lincoln, she's like, I see how they treat you. I don't think I couldn't take that.
Yeah.
And, like, Lincoln feels bad for her, and it's like, she's my little sister. She shouldn't have to go through that bullshit. They already always give me a hard time regardless, and it doesn't really bother me that much, so, I'll take the shot for you.
Yeah.
And I love shit like that. I love it when it's actually, like, the most heartfelt. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I believe, like, my most favorite are the most heartfelt. And I sort of like the really, like, comedy-centric sort of episode that doesn't really have, like, sort of like the forced-in sort of moral sort of thing. Like, the Sweet Spot episode. Like, there's no real moral to that sort of thing.
No, man, they beat the shit out of each other so fucking hard they destroy the goddamn car.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder why the fucking grown-up table was on with such bullshit.
Yeah, they can't even, like, get together, like, just in a van.
These kids, they could sit at the adult table. They fought so fucking hard they ripped apart a fucking minivan.
Yeah.
You're fucking telling me something's considered the adult table? Come the fuck on, that's bullshit.
It really is bullshit.
But I like the show.
I really like it a lot.
I believe it did get approved for a second season already.
Yeah, I believe it's not even done in its first season yet. There's like going to be like 26 whole episodes into it, so we got like 12 more, like 11-minute episodes left.
Well, is it going to be 26 episodes as a whole, or 26 episodes counting it broken into the...
No, 26 episodes as a whole. Like.
So, okay, then maybe it's not done yet.
Yeah, so it's got a few episodes left, but we watched the most season where we liked it a lot.
Would you pick this up if it like got released in DVD in like a season box? I think I kind of would.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy it, and
I think I would. Just like with the SpongeBob, like the early seasons and all that. I think this is one of these series that I would actually pick up on DVD.
I do think it has repeatability. I've seen the so far what's out. I've seen the entire thing through at least twice.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can watch like the good episodes twice. I couldn't like watch like the pilot episode like
pilot fucking table one.
Yeah. We forgot the one other like weak ass thing about it. Clyde.
God, this is such. This is gonna be like a hot fucking butt because people are gonna be like, "Oh, you don't like the black kid." And it's like, look. I'm gonna be completely straight with you right here, right now. I don't give a shit that Clyde's black. Okay? It's not even like he's written like a stereotypical black kid or something.
Yeah, let's just say who Clyde is. Like, Clyde is like Lincoln's best friend sort of thing. Like, it's the best friend black kid stereotype. Like,
it's not even really a stereotype because it's like
archetype sort of thing,
he happens to have a friend who's black,
Yeah.
which to me is I feel like hopefully by this point the white kid having a black friend isn't a fucking thing anymore. Like we shouldn't look like it's kind of hard not to think of it as a stereotype because obviously for a lot of us who grew up, you tend to stay honestly. There's like no easy way around this. You sort of stay with your own race because people collecting cliques. That's sort of the thing. But, like, I like the fact that Clyde isn't written to be, quote-unquote, black. You know? It's not like he's gangster or any of that bullshit. He's just a nerd like Lincoln.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, so they got all those sort of things together. So they have a lot in common.
Yeah, and that's fine.
They
That's great.
should have a lot in common. The one thing they don't have in common is the weird lust for Lori, the big sister.
Well, that'd be even more fucked up if Lincoln had that, because that's like an Oedipus shit or something.
Yeah.
Or some fucked up crap. No, with Clyde, I get it. The idea is like he crushes on the oldest sister. We've seen this before in other shows where it's like the youngest one crushes on an older character. The thing that gets me is Clyde's fucking creepy about it.
It goes way too extreme with him sometimes.
Like there's like that fucking the episode of the Oculus Rift. He picks up the Oculus Rift and he goes, "I can't believe her tootsies touched this," and he's like hugging onto it, and you're like, "That's fucking creepy."
Yeah, that is just not endearing at all. There's a point where you're gonna say, no, that's not like him having a crush on him. That's him like wanting to rip off her skin and wear it to be.
Yeah, I kept making the joke like later on, like down the road as we watched. It's like, swear to God, that kid's gonna be like a skin snatcher that's gonna wear her as a flesh suit when he gets older, because it's just creepy.
Yeah,
it's creepy how much he just awkwardly fantasizes over her. And I get it because it's like, oh, he's a kid. They do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I get that kids fantasize about that kind of shit. But it's like really creepy how obsessive he is about her, like her feet and stuff like that.
Yeah, and talking directly to Lincoln about it. So
yeah, like he's always talking to Lincoln about how much he's like into his sister, and it's like that's really fucking off-putting. Like, is that like a normal thing? Like, if you have like a really hot sibling, does your friend like constantly tell you how much it's like?
Hey, can I sniff your sister's feet? I think that'd be really hot.
Well, he's not like that much on the nose, but it's just as creepy. I mean, it'd be like you having like a sibling and someone saying, like the shit he does. Like, there's a part like he literally says to Lincoln. Like, he's talking to Lincoln, and there's, like, the ongoing joke in one episode where they do the embarrassing videos one.
Yeah.
Where Lori keeps, like, farting. And the joke Clyde makes, he goes, her toots are like music to my ears. And you just, like, look at Clyde, and you're just thinking at some point, the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, really, no.
But, like, the part of it is kind of creepy because it's like, what is he, like 11, and he's already talking about like these kinks he has? Yeah. And it's fine as if he has kinks. I don't give a shit that he does, because people do. Yeah, but it's like really weird how he keeps talking to the brother to the girl he's infatuated with. That's a little off-putting to me.
I love your sisters, but they sound music to my ears.
Yeah, like it's weird.
That would be the moment where you would just end the friendship.
Like it's really fucking weird. And the only other thing I don't like is like, and I guess this is taken from anime, but like there are parts where he'll talk to like Lori, and he'll get like these really massive fucking nosebleeds. But it's nothing. It's not like a little nosebleed. It's like a fountain draining out of his nose, and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like, dude, when was the last time you saw a kid show? Yeah, where there's actually surprisingly that much blood.
Yeah, that is like I was surprised by that.
Like Gravity Falls' use of blood was so subtle because it's like Dipper gets hit against rock. Mild nosebleed.
Yeah, mild nosebleed, mild scratch in the arm, something like that.
Yeah, that's it. There's like nothing else to it. This kid stands there, and there's like a puddle forming around his feet of blood pouring out of his nose, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, like, that is a lot.
That's a lot of fucking blood. So, like, honestly, I kind of hate Clyde.
Yeah, I kind of just wish Clyde wasn't in the series and all that.
Like, it's cool that Lincoln has a best friend, because, he needs one.
Yeah, he needs one, like, something outside, like, to basically give him, like, a perspective on the inside of the house.
Perspective, someone who could help him, like, schemes and what have you.
But he really doesn't give perspective on it, because he's just all like, oh my god, Lori, it's all
Clyde's
that.
actually kind of, like, passive to Lincoln's whims. Like, Lincoln will say we have to do something, and Clyde's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, when you think about it, too, you're like,
yeah,
because, like, there's the part where, like, Lincoln, like, leaves the message on, like, Lori's cell phone, and he's like, Clyde, I need help. Okay.
He doesn't like give an opinion on it or any sort of thing. He just says, "Okay, I'll do it."
Well, there's one time when he gave an opinion. Remember?
Yeah.
It was in the Sweet Spot episode.
Yeah.
Because like Lincoln goes down to the car and he's like, "Have you thought he was gonna sit next to you?"
Like,
Lincoln gets
that
all pissed.
was the best use of Clyde.
Yeah,
in the
like,
whole
Lincoln
series.
gets all pissed. Finally, like solves everything, comes back down. Yeah, you know, Clyde, the missions go. Did you think about who's gonna sit behind you? Well, no. First he says, after that he says like, "Have you thought he was gonna sit behind you?" Lincoln gets all pissed, resolves it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, what about?" And then all of a sudden you just see Lincoln throws the walkie-talkie against a tree and it breaks. And he goes, "You know what? You're jeopardizing the mission with your logic. Screw it."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that was the one time where Clyde like really had an opinion about something.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was actually smart every other time. He's just sort of like a second leany sort of character.
yeah, like he's just this passive character who just shows up, and it's like Lincoln basically needs a minion for whatever situation calls for it. So Clyde's just like, "Okay, I'll be your minion for the episode," and that's sort of the detriment.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised there really should just be an episode where Lincoln says he wants to do something, and Clyde's just like, "No, that's fucking stupid."
Yeah, or just
You know-
something that actually shows like there's some opposition to the plan and that sort of thing.
That's the thing, like, the part of it that feels unrealistic is, even if you have friends, it's not like the friend's always going to be, like, passively accepting of the other. Like,
Yeah.
confrontation is part of friendship.
Yeah, like let's just take us for example. Like we just argue and that sort of stuff all the time, just to like beat out ideas and all that sort of stuff. We're not all just like, "Hey Nero, I think everything you're doing is just perfect the way you're doing it."
Well, it's me, of course it is, but no, I see your point with you're trying to give with the example here. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, I get it, but that's the thing, like,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I don't like. I think Clyde's a weak-ass character, and oftentimes, I still think it's just creepy the way he acts. Like, I get it, he's supposed to be like the charming little kid who's got a crush on the older sister. I get it, still fucking creepy.
Yeah, he's not charming.
It's not really charming, it's just fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Overall, solid show, though.
Yeah. I'd say out of a 10 sort of thing, what would you grade it?
Well, I normally, like, in my head, the way I always do ratings, to break it down simpler,
Yeah.
1 through 5. 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest, 3 being perfect middle ground.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is like a 4. Because it's good, it's funny. I do think it's got repeat viewings with the other episodes. And overall, I really enjoy it. The art style is great. I
Yeah.
love the fucking music.
Yeah.
I think the music for the opening and closing is fucking beautiful. It's got this very...
Yeah.
It's got a sitcom-y feel to it, actually. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It feels like there's potential that this could have been a live action show and
Yeah.
might have worked. I'm glad they went with animation because
Yeah.
you can get away with a lot more in terms of
Oh, yeah,
animation.
definitely.
I think I would give this a solid 4, and the only thing I would do to improve this show, each season I would age the characters a little bit to see them grow
Yeah,
up.
that would be
Because I think there's like potential, honestly, there to have that episode where it's like Lori's going off to college.
Yeah.
You know, that means like Lenny's going to be the oldest in the house, which means she needs to learn how to be more responsible.
And then it turns out at the end of the episode that Laurie comes back into the house because you still need to have like that.
Yeah, you sort of need to have that dynamic. Because I don't expect them to I don't expect the family's going to be like, they're going to add a new kid.
Yeah.
Because first off, they already got fucking 10. That's too goddamn many.
Yeah.
Second of all, they already have a fucking baby, so that quota's already filled.
Yeah.
So the only other thing I could think of adding a new kid is like, they fucking adopt? Which would be fucking weird because you have 10 goddamn fucking kids.
Yeah, it would be weird.
Was it 10 or no? It's 11 fucking
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, it's 11.
10 sisters
kids.
and one boy.
Yeah, and so it's 11 kids.
So they already have like 11 fucking kids. So I seriously doubt it's gonna be like, shit, honey.
Yeah, we need an even number.
Yeah, we need to. Well, it would be even if Lori left and went to college. Then it would be just 10 kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, shit.
No, we need 11 kids just out of my cooch.
We need the fucking status quo. Just go snag one. Like, there's an abundance of fucking children. Like, just the mentality of like, how the fuck do you have 10 kids in one house?
Yeah.
Like that woman. God, my nasty adulthood mind is like, that mom must be like fucking wrecked downstairs because like, at this point it's gonna be like, hi honey, oh, look, another one came out. And it's like, holy shit, they just fall out. And you don't even realize anymore. Oh my god. But as a whole, no, dude, seriously, 4. 4 out of 5. It is solid. It's got great humor there. It's got this great love of the family. I love that mentality.
Yeah.
It's got good, solid animation, good characters, except for Clyde. And overall, I do think it has good setup and good comedic payoff.
Yeah, I would say, like, for me, I like to do, like, the 10 sort of thing, like, just to get more specific and all sort of thing.
Yeah, well,
And
there's more degrees than that,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, so I'd say if it weren't for, like, if Luann were, like, a little bit sort of a different sort of comedic character, like, her jokes weren't all just based on puns. And
Well,
Clyde,
she was kind of good in the YouTube video episode because her whole thing with Lincoln is she goes, do you remember the golden rule I told you? you can record somebody doing something embarrassing. You don't post it though, unless you have their
permission.
Permission. And I like that she gave that message, like, because Lincoln goes and he posts like all the embarrassing things about them.
Yeah.
And his way of like trying to make peace with his sisters is he'll embarrass himself live, you know, with the videos. So he goes to Luann. He's like, "Do you have any embarrassing videos?" And she goes, "Oh, do you mean like the comedy of Fort Knox?" And she's got a whole closet full of all these embarrassing things he does.
Yeah.
And really taking the context of that, she had a whole closet full of material of Lincoln doing embarrassing shit. She didn't post a single fucking one of those because she loved her little brother.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah, I just feel that...
Oh, no, her comedy sucks.
Yeah, more of that would have been good. Like, more of that love through comedy would have been a lot better.
But her comedy fucking sucks.
Yeah,
because
her comedy,
her comedy is basically, I'm just going to do a Vic play on words. Like, and that could be clever. Again, like, Lenny is kind of funny with it, but, like, the rest, no. Like, she's not really funny.
No. Now, if like Luann was better and Collide was a lot better, like he was an actual like character,
like a person.
Yeah, a person for Lincoln to like basically talk to, have some opposition, perspective, and all that sort of stuff. That would be better. When the show is like natural and all that about like the family unit, and all that, the theming, and all that sort of stuff. Like it's a 7 out of 10 show for me.
Yeah, it's pretty solid overall. I mean, I'd recommend it quite honestly.
I recommend it.
Like in a long line of shitty Nickelodeon cartoons, like fucking Breadwinners. Current SpongeBob, current Fairly Odd Parents. I have no idea. I think there's some other live action show in there, but I don't. Like, I only remember the good live action shows. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I remember like Double Dare and shit.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like live action stuff that I don't even watch anymore.
Well, especially because Nickelodeon live action shows suck.
Yeah.
Like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I recommend it, guys. Give it a shot. You could probably find it on their website, honestly. They probably have a few episodes up on nick.com.
Yeah, definitely. Just go there. We'll place the link in the description just to send you to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you've actually seen The Loud House, you can place your thoughts in the description below. In the comments
I'm actually kind of curious. What do you guys like think? Like, who's your favorite sister? What's your favorite episode? I wish I could remember, honestly, because we watched 25 episodes in like a day, so that was a lot of episodes to take in.
Yeah, it's really hard to remember which sister is sort of which, between the names and all that sort of stuff.
I do think the show's clever because it gave everyone alliterative names. It's L and L for every character.
But at the same time, that makes it very hard to remember their names.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why Lincoln's so easy is because he's the only guy.
Yeah, he's the only guy, so you know him right away. With 10 other girls, it's very hard because they all have L names.
Yeah, honestly, I still don't think I can name them all. I think I can name a majority, just not all of them.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it.
So, okay, Lincoln's in the center. The one with the glasses is Lisa. Lucy's the goth. Lon is the princess. Luann is the comedian. Lenny's the dimwit. Lily's the baby. Laura's the eldest sister. Shit.
Come on, you can do it.
Is it Lana? No, Lana's the princess.
Come on.
Fuck, I don't remember the rock star.
That's Luna.
Luna! It's weird, she doesn't even have like anything with moons associated in her characters.
Yeah.
Luna, Lynn is the sporty one, and Lola is the tomboy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that hard to do it. But
well, like, again, like, they're all girls, all with L's. Like, it's a shit, give me credit. I mean, shit, I still got the majority. I'm fucking one.
Yeah, you got basically... Yeah, you don't count those because you got that one, which got you the other ones. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 7 out of 10. And I probably would have gotten less out of that.
Like, good show though, guys. Give it a shot.
Yeah. So, peace for now.
Peace for now.